Welcome everybody to episode 3 of 6 Beers In. And today I have with me our guest, local financial advisor, Dan Basham.
Hey.
How's things, man?
Doing awesome, man. Busy. Doing great.
I've been excited about this one. You know, we've known each other for 2 or 3 years now through Local Business Network. And every time that you speak, it's one of those, I always look around the room and make sure that I don't have to follow you. So you always have interesting things to say. You speak well. I'm very excited about this one. I have no idea where this is going to lead us, but
that's par for the course with these, right?
Oh, for sure.
Just let it roll.
Yes, it's fun to watch how the show kind of progresses, especially as the beers go through. But real quick, I want to do a quick rehash over from episode 2, and I think the only thing that we had to rehash there was the quarterback for Auburn that was on the same team with Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams. That would have been Jason Campbell, and those 3 guys were all taken in the first round of the 04-05 draft, along with a fourth one. Auburn had 4 players taken in the first round of that draft. So
like Bo Jackson.
Back when, yeah, Bo Jackson and Frank Thomas went to Auburn, I believe, at the same time. They might have overlapped, but there's another one that we can take a look at. Auburn's getting a lot of play here.
Yeah, I guess.
So at any rate, that closes the books on episode 2, and so here we are with episode 3. So the way we start this off is the unofficial, or I guess it's the official beer of 6 Beers In. It is Busch Light. They are not an official sponsor, but today we have the official, just normal Busch Light cans. And the way that we drink these is there's a few things you got to look for first. First one being is the party can. So again, the party can is where the mouth of the beer lines up with the tip of the mouth. Okay. If that happens, you have to chug it.
I saw that on the last episode.
Not my rule, but you just have to. So how's yours looking? Yours looks kind of close.
It's close, but it's not.
It is close. It is off center. Mine is close,
off center,
but it's not quite there.
Yeah.
So we do not.
Maybe we'll get lucky.
We might. Right. We don't sandbag these. I just grab them, throw them in the cooler, and they're.
Yeah. People are going to think this isn't live as good as this is, but it truly is live.
Yeah, and we are. Well, I mean, we're as live can be.
That's
There's no edits. There's no cuts, and we are currently live at the morgue. We're still working on the set of Busch Light Studios. That should be done here in the next episode or 2.
Nice.
And we will also very soon have mics and headphones.
Good. So
that the audio, we have to speak a little bit loud.
Yeah.
To get there. But let's go ahead and crack this thing open.
Cheers.
Yeah, gotta take that first big pull. Oh, it's so good.
Cheers. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the beer.
Thanks for making it. I know you're a busy guy.
Yeah. I forgot what did you say it is per can?
It's right at 57 cents a can. Right?
That's not bad.
So it's not. No. I don't know how they make it taste so good for only 57 cents.
Yeah.
So tell me, what have you got going on these days?
Man, just crazy busy with my business. Right, COVID seemed to wreck everything back in March, April, and May. But if you're paying attention and buying, all that has turned around. The people worried about the presidential election, right? I don't know if we'll get into politics or not, but they're worried about that. So a lot of advice giving, and really what I do, people need help, right? And so it's easy to find people that need help, and then my job is just help convince them that they want it too, right? That they're willing to take that step and get some help. But
for sure, you can't help those that don't want it, right?
That's right. Yeah, and you can make yourself crazy trying, but you got to get to the point where your job is to let people know what you can do to help them. And if they're not interested, then move on to the next one, because there's a lot of people out there that need some help. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And so we haven't missed the wave, right? It's now's not a bad time to be getting in.
Yeah. So the nice thing is it always reaches a new high. No matter where it is today, it's always going to be higher. Doesn't mean it's not going to go down tomorrow, but we know it's always going to reach a new high, right? So that's a little boring stuff for probably this, but yeah, you never miss an opportunity. You just want to watch it, and when it drops, you buy. When it's down, you just never sell. So as you do those 2 things, you're fine. Buy quality, plan for the long term. Don't invest money that you need in the next 2
So I've been pouring it into like airlines and movie theaters, right?
Yeah.
Is that a good idea? Bad idea? What would your professional advice be?
Yeah, I mean,
it's got to come back, right?
Yeah, I like Southwest and Delta. I don't know what movie theaters are out there that are bigger companies, but yeah, Southwest, Delta, 8 Budget Rent-A-Car, MGM. You know, the oil stocks and stuff are a little slow to come back, so I'm peeling off some of that stuff a little bit. But tech's still really hot. I mean, it's doing really well. It's basically carried all these indices that do really well, right? It's like 5 major companies doing so well. So you want to own some of them. If you own a mutual fund, you got it, right? So yeah, it's always a good time to invest if you don't need the money right away, right?
I like to take that mindset where I don't want to do just a little bit here or there, and I know that's what you're supposed to do.
Dollar cost average.
You're supposed to just always be doing it, but I've never sat down with you before. We've talked about it for it seems like well over a year now. That hey, we need to get together and get something set up. But I want to take a chunk of money, and then I want to spot something and put it in here, and then I want to move it, and then I want to not necessarily day trade, but like taking Caterpillar stock for instance. There was a period over 3 years where I think I bought and sold it for 10%, twice a year for 3 years. Did really well there. Made a bonehead. Bought Snapchat when it first came out. I thought I'd missed Facebook, I'd missed a couple of the others, and tried to get in on that. I got kind of nervous with COVID. I'd taken a bath in Snapchat, and then I'd lost $8 a share or so, and I pulled out all but half. Right before COVID, and then I just checked it the other day, and if I'd have left it all in, it'd have been like $4 or $5 more than what I had bought it for initially. So
never sell when it's down, right? If you think it's a good company, you stick with them or buy more.
Well, so here was my thought process on that: was get out, try to time the bottom, or at least buy it back at lower than what I sold it for, and then wait for the wave to come back. I don't know what the hell I had going on, but I got busy and I forgot about it. That's what ended up happening.
That's why you need a professional.
I need to go check.
That's why you need a professional. You tell them when you want to buy and when you want to sell, and you let them do that for you.
All right, so guaranteed this time, we have to get something on the books before I let you out of here.
Okay, we'll do it.
That's going to be our main goal.
We'll do it.
So you're looking great. I think one of the last times that we really talked at any length, you were in the middle of a 70-day cleanse or something to that effect. Tell me how that went. You look amazing.
So 75-day challenge. The camera makes you nervous, right? So I just went kind of blank, but it's.
You don't have to be nervous because of the camera, because there's only like 70 people that watch this.
So well, help me out though. Who? Jocko Willink, right? Podcast. Jocko podcast, and so I do try to give him credit because that's what he asks for, right? If you're going to do his stuff, but I modified it a little bit, so I hope he doesn't see this. But it was 75 days. Pick a diet plan, read 15 minutes of self-improvement, get up every morning at 5 a.m., work out twice a day. Once in the morning, do whatever your workout is, and then at least walk in the evening. And you have to do the workout rain or shine, right? Snow, whatever, you have to do it. So the whole thing is really just about discipline.
Do you have to do it outside?
One of your 2 workouts has to be outside, right? And so you go through this plan, and there might have been a couple other things, but basically I altered it. So I got up every morning, 7 days a week, 5 a.m., worked out every morning for those 7 days a week. I ate 0 carbs. I mean, literally like 0 carbs other than maybe some ketchup or something like that, some sauces, salad dressing. And I lost over 30 pounds in the 75 days. I did no alcohol.
Right.
I'm off that plan.
I remember that because it was timed with one of those, let's get together and line some, I'm not drinking right now. We can't be friends if you're not drinking.
Right. But it was the discipline, right? To be able to say no, and guess what? I lived through it. So I lost 30 pounds. It was a little much, so I put a little bit back on. But now I'm just kind of maintaining where I'm at, right? Get to the point where you don't want to get your suits altered every other month.
So one of the things I always say is I wore the same size jeans since I was in the 8th grade. And the only thing that has changed is the vertical placement upon which that I wear them. So right now, 292 pounds was the last weigh-in, man. I'm 7 away from 300.
You were what last week? 280.
286. 286 is where I was at, and I made a pot of spaghetti, and I kind of ate the most of it.
So are you lifting? What are you doing with all these calories?
I've been doing a more power phase, doing old Dorian Yates, method of working out. We kind of do that with when we pack so much shit in our day, where you know, the old Dory and the Eggs method was you have 2 working sets per exercise, and you do it for 8 reps to failure. And if you're pumping that 6th one pretty good still, take it slow. Take a count 5 on the way down, count 5 on the way back up. Recruit as many muscle fibers as you possibly can, and hit that total exhaustion, total failure. It only takes 30 minutes, and you think, well, hey, that doesn't sound too bad. Yeah. You know, well, let's go do it. Let's go do it one time, because you don't want it anymore. Yeah. You really don't. So this power phase, I mean, you know, like I said, we did the pizza eating challenge a few weeks ago, and from the training of that, and then plowing through the spaghetti last week, that I think just the carb overload. I typically don't take in those high glycemic carbohydrates in the form of pastas and wheats that much. First, because it's kind of half-assed documented here, my gluten intolerance, right? Okay. But at the same time, that carb sensitivity, man, I can pack weight on in a hurry. So I got up, I was working out this morning, and just miserable. You know, in what way? I feel like a deer tick on a bloodhound in August right now. You know, it's you know, I feel like my skin's about halfway ready to split, and in my stomach. You know, not necessarily my biceps or my chest or anything like that. It's, but no, 292 pounds. It's new personal record. Yeah. Corn-fed, man. Corn-fed, Midwestern.
Well, this is, we're starting to see why when I get out of my car, your son asked me, why is my dad tougher than you? I thought that was a perfect question. I said, well, let's explain to him why.
You baited him on that one.
Yeah, you eat a lot of calories and lift heavy weights. My routine is, I go to the gym 4 days a week. I try to. I'm probably 90% there. And it's like moving like a kid. I'm jumping on boxes, I'm doing animal movements, I'm stretching, and really I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have back issues and stuff when I'm older, right? And I feel so much better when I do it. I never want to. I mean, how do you feel before it's time to work out? Are you anxious to, or you don't want to?
No, right now, no, I'm not that anxious to do it. Once I get a couple weeks into this and start pushing through. Because anytime that you change what it is that you're doing, man, elbows and shoulders and all that stuff, it takes a couple of weeks for them to get acclimated to the different types of stress that you're putting it under. And once that begins to happen and I'm able to start going heavier each week, I'm able to pop a couple more reps each time, that's where it really starts to get to where you bounce a little bit. I mean, that's where I do get anxious, but man, right now it's like every time I get done, I say, you know, I try to remember how I feel in this moment right here.
That's what I was going to say. Is the idea is no one ever wants to do it, right? All these disciplines that we talk about that make us better, no one wants to do it at the time. But you got to look back and say, I'm glad I did. And so I documented my 75-day challenge. And anytime I'm talking about that with someone, I say pick a number 1 to 75, and I read what I wrote. And like, I get goosebumps because it's like, this is hard. I feel so good. I'm so glad I did it. I can't believe I've made it 23 days. I'm going to keep going. Or, you know, I come up with these facts, right? Like, fact, I don't like to work out. Fact, when I do work out, I feel better. When I eat bad, fact, when I eat good, I feel better. Fact, when I don't overdrink, I feel better. Fact, I continue to ignore all these facts, right? It's like the writing's on the wall. We know what to do, but we just don't do it because there's that temporary pain. But you got to push through it. And you got to do it.
For sure. No, it's a lot easier to stay in shape than it is to get in shape, right?
Yes.
And it's, I mean, it's really no different than financial advice. You know, your financial. A little bit every day.
Yes.
You don't get sideways.
I like to say I got this from a YouTube thing I watched. Darren Hardy's his name. Small, seemingly insignificant choices add up to big results. And that's a fact. Small, seemingly insignificant choices add up to big results. So you do a little of the right thing every single day, and next thing you know, you're like, hey, this is great. Like, look where I'm at. Or you do a little of the wrong thing every single day, and you're like, hey, how did this happen, right? How did I get to this point, right? So, I mean, that's important, just every day to focus on what do I got to do to get better today? Is this moving my business? Is this moving me towards something I want, better relationship with my wife, being a better dad, being, you know, creating a better business that's going to employ people? I mean, you'll probably move out of Illinois soon anyway. That's politics.
I'm kind of stuck here for a minute.
It's tough, man.
Oh,
now,
man.
Diener fell behind, but then he caught up later, right?
That's the kind of horse he is.
Okay. I'm more of a pony. So, is that a horse? It's a pony horse.
It's the equestrian, right?
Yeah.
Family.
It's not a rainbow pony. Right? It's a regular pony. It wants to be a bigger pony.
Oh,
someday.
for sure. Oh, let's see. Oh shit! Here it is.
You did
Ding,
it?
ding, 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 ding. This is my first one.
Yeah, that is.
This is my first one.
That is square in the middle.
We have, man, I have chugged that last one.
You have chugged
Wow.
too. Yeah.
Wow. Well, before we get to this,
yes,
we will get to this, but before we get to this, big announcement that we have our first sponsor, and I think right now, first paid sponsor, I should say.
Nice.
And I think right now would be a great time to hear a word from them.
Yeah, let's give them some credit.
So today's episode of 6 Beers In is presented by BOFA Industries. BOFA Industries is a loyal partner and a longtime supporter of 6 Beers In, and we are delighted to have them on board as our presenting sponsor. To all our listeners out there, there's really no need to explain who or what BOFA is, because we trust if you are American born since at least World War II, then we know you are intimately familiar with BOFA and all that they do. BOFA, first and foremost, is a family company, and in the last several decades has become perhaps the most ubiquitous brand in America. BOFA operates internationally as well as in the greater 48 and in Hawaii and Alaska. BOFA understands that times are changing and is rapidly adapting to meet the challenges of tomorrow, while also staying true to the BOFA products and services of its legions of customers and clientele worldwide. We here at 6 Beers In have enjoyed the BOFA product line since we can remember. I mean, frankly, I can't remember a time where I didn't use BOFA in some way. Can you?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because usually when I do an ad read, I mean, you have to feign support for the underwear or power drill or whatever that you don't really use. But when I saw BOFA was the first company to sign on to 6 Beers In, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's probably because it's the company that I use the most in my day-to-day life.
Absolutely agree, 100%. I was saying last night when we received the ad copy that BOFA has to be one of the companies with the highest market share worldwide. Highest. You truly can't go anywhere without coming into contact with BOFA, and we're pretty pumped to have them on board supporting the show.
Yeah.
So folks, for real, BOFA wants to hear from you and share some of your stories about why you love BOFA and how it has enriched your life over the years. Email bofamarketingusa@gmail.com, and we will share some of your stories on the next pod. Once again, the email is BOFA, B-O-F-A, marketingusa@gmail.com. BOFA, forever and always.
Nice.
So,
Great sponsor.
So, I mean, with that, perfect lead into the party cam. I don't know how this is going to work out. I mean, Deemer threw down a 6.91. The last episode we had a lead off on the show,
okay,
due to a previous challenge.
All right.
That led to the consumption of the first beer.
So he chugged the first beer. Okay.
And on episode 2, yeah, Chuck, one of my pizza challenge partners.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
okay.
So
6.1 was how long it took him?
6.91 was what it took Deemer. We didn't have a stopwatch on the last one. We really need.
I have a stopwatch. You want me to stopwatch you?
We don't have to do it right now, but this is going to be a lead-in to a future guest.
Okay.
Where there may or may not be a product that is going to come into play for this exact thing. So
stay tuned.
We may get one of those stopwatch tickers on the if we can ever get the editing folks to get on board with this.
Yeah.
But without any further hesitation,
you know a good IT guy that can do that. Good luck.
Down the hatch.
All right.
Smash it!
Why is my dad tougher than you? How many reasons are we going to give the on camera?
Let's not talk about this one too.
Why is my debt done with you?
We're having to dig down in there a little bit now.
Yeah, so business is good for you?
It's not bad. It's not bad. You know, things obviously got a little bit slow. We had to make some difficult decisions, but no, all in all, things are moving steady right now, and we've used it as an opportunity to fix some of our processes and reach out to some folks that we kind of lost contact with and reestablish those relationships, because that's what it's all about.
That is all it's about.
Is the relationships. So, and that's part of one of the things that I really like about this is being able to get together and connect. I mean, I haven't been able to make several of the business network meetings for a while, but we have a lot of great folks there, and I always come away from those meetings feeling very much uplifted and rejuvenated and ready to go. It's great to hear the different stories and the different wins that everybody was having. So, and then also to share in some of the hardships and the struggles. I mean, knowing that you're not the only one going through that. So.
Yeah, and being honest with some of those things. Vulnerable, people stand up and get vulnerable sometimes, but really, I mean, I told them today, we had someone talk about selling a house, and they used someone to sell a house for their mom, and then someone else financed the house, right? And this is this gal's mom. And I said, the best thing about that group is you could bring anyone in to any of us, and we will treat them like they're your mother or your sister or your brother or your best friend. That's just the nature of those people in that group. And if you don't have that nature and that willingness to serve, you're not going to last in there very long, right? So, it's a good group.
And you're still president, right?
No, I'm not president until January.
Okay, until January.
Yeah. So I got some time to get voted out, and I'm trying. Like, I interrupted a ton today. I was late. I was belligerent. So
we had one today.
Yeah. Hopefully they kick me out of that before I'm president. I don't feel like I've got a lot of spare time, but you know, at some point you got to stop saying how busy you are and just start getting some things done.
Yeah, you know, nobody wants to hear that.
I know. So I don't know why I say it all the time. Like, it's true.
Because it's filler.
Is it filler?
It is filler, I think.
A lot of better things.
You know, busy. It's one of those. You want the short answer or the truth is one of the things I like to say, and people know how long-winded I can get, so they very rarely ask for the truth.
You know, if you want long-winded, don't let your voicemail pick me up, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you a doozy.
So I actually, a few years ago, I had voicemail removed from my phone.
I don't think
you cannot leave me a voicemail. It will ring on to oblivion.
It's so unprofessional.
Well,
I'm so disappointed.
Yeah,
it's still gone.
The voicemail was work you didn't sign up and agree to.
Correct.
I left you a voicemail.
Yeah.
I had to dial through. I had to listen through 38 of them to get to it. Man, it's buried. And that's a big part of it. And this was, you know, I had the plug pulled before all of that. You can get it transcribed or audio transcribed or however you say that, or forwarded to an email. So my work line.
Oh yeah.
My work line goes through to my email, and I can pull that up and listen to it. But again, on my work phone, there's 39 messages that I gotta.
But it's 80% accurate. The voice transcription is not the best, but like if they can leave comments, I would like to know: is it rude to not have voicemail? Because I think people should have voicemail. Let me leave a message when I call.
On a work line or a cell phone, or both?
Cell phone.
Well, if you're calling a cell phone, why can't you just shoot a text message? Or even one of those speak into it audio?
So let's just say this. Let's say we're in the middle of COVID and your portfolio's down 20%, and I think it's a great time to buy, and I call your cell phone and I can't leave a message because your voicemail is full. And then when you call me back, we're back up 15% and you missed it.
Yeah, okay.
And I can't text that.
There's instances, okay.
Yeah,
you can't text.
I can't text that. So I work for a large firm, and you can't text.
Got it.
I can text, hey, I'm on my way, or let's meet at 6, or Tuesday doesn't work, but you can't text, hey, this, you know, Google's down 8%. I think we should pick some up.
Because it can and will be used against you later?
Yes, can. Well, someone said that they listened to all our calls, and I said there's no way, because if they did, they'd have fired me a long time ago. They must listen to some of our calls. Because I say some pretty crazy stuff sometimes. I have fun with it.
Do you have any great good stories? Any good shares?
Oh my gosh! I met with a guy today, and he became a new client because of a death in his family. He inherited some money, and his siblings were clients. So all that came over. So he opens an account, and he called me, and I said, hey, hey, thanks for calling me back. What are you doing? He said, well, actually, I'm on my way to their financial advisor, which works for a big bank here that's not a bank. They're like a credit union, right? A lot of people know. And I said, oh, are you going to fire him? It did not go well. Like, he was offended. But I said, well, I'm just teasing, right? You don't have to move everything over to here. We haven't even met yet, really. We haven't talked a lot. But I asked a couple questions, and he called me the next week and said, my guy didn't ask me any of those questions after that meeting. And so he came in today to talk about moving everything over. So I think all the good stories are like, like if we were going to fight, first I would run, but if I couldn't run, my first one would be,
I can't run, so.
Yeah, I would. Okay, so I'm just going to run. You just killed the story. My first one would be just a quick snap to the face for you to think for a second. That's that shock and awe.
For sure.
Right? I give you that shock and awe, and that's a lot of my style sometimes when I get backed into a corner, is I want to just get you to stop and think for a little bit about what you're doing, right? And then, because I can always prove my value later, but I got to get you to listen. So that was kind of my shock and awe, but I got so many good stories. I mean, in just a few years, dude, they're so good.
So, yeah,
but it's all about service, right? It's all about taking care of people and getting to know people.
Right. No, for sure. In a few years, you've been doing this for
just over 3 years.
3 years,
yeah.
Right. And what were you doing before?
Truck leasing.
Truck leasing.
Semi-truck leasing.
Semi-truck leasing.
Yeah, and I dressed like this.
In the semi-truck leasing world. Huh?
Yeah, I always wanted to dress nice.
Yeah.
It took me a while to find the right spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, what was a typical day like in the truck leasing world? Semi-truck leasing world.
So I was in rental first. That's the lowest level. And then I was in lease sales. That's a little higher. Slow sales cycle. Right. So you got to build relationships, right? So that was good practice, building relationships through that.
It's your call.
Oh my God! No, that's off center.
It's off a little
I mean, I don't want to be.
It's off a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be true to the process.
Yeah.
Yours was dead center.
That one I had was dead money on it.
Yeah. So truck leasing world. I ran a division that we were at 17 locations. We moved trucks all around. You could get a truck for a day, or you could get a truck for a month, or you could get a truck for 6 years. You could lease it for 6 years, but everything included maintenance. It was a lease, like a car lease. And
so what? Guy gets his CDL and
only business to business.
Okay, business.
Yeah. So we'd rent to a farmer or something. I mean, he had to have a business account, right? And so we want to make sure they could afford to buy the truck. But it's more of a tax play or a service play. Like, we're tired of breaking down in New Orleans and we don't have any service. You could lease a truck. We got national partners that'll get you up and running, but you pay a premium for that, right? So I ran that division because I started with a large rental company and then went to another one and then went to a local company, which was leaps and bounds better to go with the local company because they care, right? I mean, because they have a reputation that they care about. But it was a lot of reporting, and P&L and that kind of stuff. It just wasn't, I wasn't helping people, And so after about 19 years of that, I realized this isn't what I want to do every day the rest of my life.
So that's a significant career change. You're
complete.
19 years in, a lot of folks, man, they're coming around the corner there for down the home stretch.
I read the Dave Ramsey book, looking for a way to get more stuff without making more money.
What was the book called?
Total Money Makeover.
Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey.
Yes. And I wanted to learn to budget so I could buy more stuff, motorcycles, cars, fun stuff, vacation place in Florida. But I wasn't willing to work any harder to get it. So I had to do more with what I had because I wasn't going to agree more. And I read that book in like 3 days and just got infected with it. And that was 2 years before I quit. And just started working with friends and family and giving advice. And I've done a lot of the stuff. Some of the stuff was challenging. Some of it wasn't challenging. Some of it made me feel good because I've been doing it for a long time, like saving in the 401k and some of that stuff. But some of it was really challenging, like some of the giving and some of the things that he recommends that you do. Some of the insurance stuff I hadn't been doing, but I just loved it. And 2 years of that, I thought, dude, I could do this for a living.
Yeah, that's, you talk about the giving. That's one of those things. Everybody can give, right?
Yep.
Everybody can give something. And
Lots of ways.
And that's part of the whole Dan Smash mantra, right? That I've kind of created, and what I'm going with on in some of the different social media outlets. It's this right here is probably the closest avenue to where I'm being real, to where I'm being me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the rest of it is everything else that I do is for fun, is to put myself out there in a world, the smash world. I say there is no election that is about to head around the corner, and there is no looming pandemic.
Yeah, in that world.
In that world, no, it's just in that world. It is just it's fun. It is satire. It is just if I can get one person to respond to the things that I put out, that you know that made my day. That made me laugh. I'll keep doing it.
Yeah,
I'll keep doing it.
That's worth it.
And I'll tell you, you know, it's especially as we get into the beers, man. You know, alcohol is such a, it's one of those things, and you know, I've said it a couple times already. The 6 beers in, it's a mantra almost for me. It's like there was a few years ago where I hit a point where, you know, it's like a few beers. I had a few beers, and just like, man, you know what? I wish that I could just go through life and right now feeling just like I do right now. Yeah. Because it's just enough to take the edge off to where the shit in the day to day doesn't bother you. Yeah. Right.
You're past it.
Yeah. The edge is taken off just a little bit. It's not so much that, you know, if I needed to hang a picture frame or something,
still could,
you know, I'm not going to smash my hand with
still tuck the kids in at night, right?
Yeah. That's where that is. And you know, so that's what that world is. That's what that's all about. And ultimately, that's what this is about too. You know, we want to touch on some fun and sometimes serious things. Yeah. But at the same time, it's all about having a good time, shaking it off just a little bit, and then just letting the progression just ride the wave as we get to go and
it's about putting it out there, right? So other people can benefit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, and that was one of the things that I was really excited about today, because again, you know, I mean, we talked briefly before we started, and we didn't really have. I mean, we don't have a script. All we have is the ad read sheet. You know, both industries. That's what we have to go off of.
Yeah, and we could talk about that just based on everything we know.
Right.
We don't even need to add copy.
No, for sure. But there's a few points that they want us to make, and
they're paying for it. So.
Right. And the biggest thing is just that they want to hear from you at bothmarketingusa@gmail.com. But no, you know, I mean, smashing some beers, having some fun. That's what it's about. And so to that, you know, if you get a little bit heavier than 6 beers in, right? Some things can happen, you know. And I one of the last times we got together, just the two of us, you brought me lunch.
Jimmy John's.
You brought me Jimmy John's while I was laid up with both patellar tendons torn.
Yeah, crazy.
And that was pretty early on in my recovery process. I don't think I'd started physical therapy yet.
No, you hadn't. You were basically immobile. And I thought, if I'm ever going to kick his butt, today's the day. So I was just trying to get you to say the wrong thing, man.
You know, I can't begin to tell you how many people have told me that very thing. You know, I'm like, you know what?
And you're a teddy bear.
For the most part, I'm not a dick, really. I mean, I can be, but it's usually deserved. You know, I mean, it's not one of those where, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I got a feeling if you let it loose, it might just keep rolling downhill.
So what I tell everybody is just miss the first 2. Yeah. Just miss the first 2, and then I'll be winded. Yeah. It'll be over. just bet the first 2, and it'll be good. Yeah. But no, you came by and you did that, and you know, there's a Lake of the Ozarks deal where I hopped off of a boat with flip flops on, or hopped onto a boat from a dock with flip flops on, and kind of stuck, and my knees got out beyond my toes. And whenever they talk about lifting, you know, whether you're doing lunges or whatever, not to let your knees go beyond your toes. That is why. I always wondered why they said that.
Well, you probably had bow movement and all kinds of stuff working against you.
Big bow. I mean, I'm a big guy, but man, my knees were the last thing that I had on me that was healthy. And sure enough, man, those things snap. But ironically enough.
Well, what day in your vacation were you? Were you about ready to go home?
It was a day trip.
Okay.
It was a go down, come back.
So you ruined the whole trip?
No, it happened at like 10:30 at night.
Oh, good.
So it wasn't.
Well,
it actually extended the stay. It happened on a Thursday, and I got home about 1 o'clock Sunday morning. But that was July 26th of 2019 that happened. And if memory serves me right, you were there.
July, well, the week after the 4th. So I don't remember what day it is, 9th or 10th or 11th.
And you had a little bit of a...
Yeah, we could Google it and we could watch the video of the aftermath. But so my family has gone down there every year. I think this was our 14th straight year, and we were worried this one wouldn't happen.
We did mention Lake of the Ozarks, right? That's where we were at.
Yeah, this is Lake of the Ozarks. We've stayed every year at Robbins Resort, mile marker 19. Great place. They got fishing holes and docks, and we've always had a boat there and some jet skis. And so my father-in-law owns a boat. Me and my brother-in-laws and our families paid to keep it down there. And so we get down. Day one, we go out to dinner. We take the boat. Right?
Day one of how many?
A week. So we're there for 7 days. Right? So the beauty of the Ozarks is your best week there is when you don't wear anything but swim trunks, but you go out to eat like 12 times, right? Because you go on jet skis and boats and you just relax and soak up the sun. And so our fun there
it's a Midwesterner's paradise,
yeah,
right?
It's always around the boating though, and the water.
Yeah.
And so we go out to dinner that night and we drop everyone off, and the water levels have been high, so they just released the dam, and there's all kinds of stuff in the lake, right? And so we're running probably 50, and my brother-in-law's driving. So we dropped all the women and kids off. That's the best part of the story. And so it's just me and my 2 brother-in-laws. So I'm the first one they don't care about, right? I'm not even blood at this point. So I'm sitting kind of up front while they're talking in back. And running 50, we hit a log. And my brother-in-law was driving.
A log, like a little...
Like a log as wide as this table.
Oh.
And he jerked to miss it a little bit. And I think just that much, when that log hit and went down and hit that rudder, turned a little bit sideways, slammed it complete, and I flew over the top into the water. And all I hear is the motor running, right? Like, I'm like, do not get hit by that propeller. So I tried to kind of swim down while keeping my flip-flops on.
You had flip-flops on.
Yeah.
No life jacket, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, we did not wear life jackets. We might have been drinking all day. Not really going to say for
Don't
sure.
really have to, that's implied.
Yeah, that's implied. And when I heard the motor was at a distance, I emerged from the water to see both of my brother-in-laws, Todd and Tim, also in the water. Safe, but a boat running back the opposite, same direction we were heading, running 50 miles an hour unmanned. We didn't have the kill switch attached. And that was just careening right towards a dock full of a lot of expensive boats. And luckily, as we're floating, it curved and it hit up on the shore right by Dog Days. So you could search fiery boat crash by Dog Days and we could watch the inferno.
Fiery boat crash by Dog Days, Lake of the Ozarks.
And it's on there. And so, unfortunately, I had just ran out of gas the earlier that day. And
in the boat?
Yes, with my son. I said, let's go for a boat ride.
And you guys ran out of gas?
Yeah, I just assumed that they wouldn't let me drive a boat. And look at me, I don't know anything about boating. They let me take a boat with no gas in it, so we had to get towed in. So I'm like,
well, you're the only one that could afford the gas.
Just fill it up, man. Just fill it up. So that baby had like 50 gallons of fuel. And when it hit the shore, it hit, jumped up, and the motor just kept running, right? Until it caught the grasses on fire, and the grasses caught the rest on fire and overheated. Big flaming inferno. At that point, it was still a little scary because we still had to get out of the water, and it was dark.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're in the channel,
boats were blasting past us.
You couldn't see it.
No clue. And so we're trying to swim. One of my brother-in-laws getting leg cramps, so I'm going back trying to help him. We have no life jackets, but I saved my sandals. Still wear them today.
So how long did it take from the time you guys got thrown out for that boat to finally hit the shore?
You know, it seems like an eternity because you're worried. It's almost like I remember thinking, this is going to be bad, but I might as well watch it. right?
What you're treading water?
15 seconds.
Okay, you're treading water.
Yeah, treading water.
And you know, I was a lifeguard back when, and when I was a teenager, and you know, one of the things we had to do was hold a break out of the water and tread water for around 15 seconds.
Yep.
You know, it was an 8-pound break or something. That was just enough to make that feel like an eternity. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but you know, in this is a there's nothing to grab onto, man.
No.
You're out there, and if you go under, it's not like anybody can see either.
Yeah, right.
You know, so
and it's dark, and they were pretty far away. I mean, they were 15, 20 feet away probably. But I watched it hit, and I remember one of them saying, "Oh, this is bad." I think Tim said, "This is bad." So we started swimming to the shore, and a boat had watched the incident and realized there's got to be people, so they came out and picked us up. And they were screaming at the boats just flying by us, but they couldn't see us. So we got on, went back, and luckily the driver of the boat passed the sobriety test with flying colors. So everything worked out in the end. No harm, no foul.
So did the boat get replaced? Did you guys get another boat? How did that all play out?
My father-in-law owned the boat, so he got paid. Little side story, 3 years in a row prior, I had lost expensive sunglasses on the lake. And so they always say, "Uncle Danny, don't wear your nice glasses." So we had just gone to dinner. I had my glasses. So we went to dinner. I said, "You know, I don't want to lose these. I had some brand new Oakleys." So I put them in the boat to be safe. They burned up. I did not get my Oakleys replaced.
I'm going to have to, we're going to take just a second for a couple other words from our sponsors. Not paused yet.
Wait, just freeze.
Well, this is going to be nice. Okay, we can cut this. All right, and we're back.
Oh, good.
That was the first for the show. And I don't know, I hadn't had any beforehand. I mean, usually my bladder can hold 6 of them, but I had to get up and rock a piss real quick. And cramp.
That's that heavy lifting.
Cramp. Yeah, something. Cramp. Son of a bitch. Be all right here.
What is it, calf or what is it?
Oh, it's my hip.
The hips cramp?
Hips cramp. Well, you know, when you're heavy like this, the hips and some of those things that you don't ordinarily hurt.
Well, my issue is I've sat in a chair my whole career, so I got no hips. So I'm trying to build that up. Maybe got back.
Yeah. Cramp.
We're gonna take an emergency timeout.
We're gonna have to do some hip swivels here. We may have to break off into our dance segment here.
It's at the top of the hour, right?
Yeah, one of the hours.
You can do the floss. I've flossed on stage. I'm not shy. You know what they say about when you're in your 30s, you worry about what people think. When you're in your 40s, you don't care what people think, and when you turn 50, you realize no one was thinking of you in the first place. So if you got a swivel or a hip dance, you just do it.
You know, and that's one of those things that it's funny because I get a touch of it here and there. You know, I'll especially, well, I call it, when I was in my early 20s, I would call it drinker's remorse.
Yeah.
Where, you know, I'd rip a good one, they have a hell of a time, and then the next couple of days, it's like, what are you thinking? You know, and you realize that you just got to wait a couple of days, and there'll be some things that will happen, and people will forget all about it, but for those couple of days, it seems like that's the only thing that's going on in the world. And I even get to that point, like now, even with some of this, you know, it's like, who gives a shit about any of this?
No.
Really? Maybe not very many people do, but at the same time, it's one of those where, hey, as long as the messages come through, likes, shares, comments, and the like, I mean, you know, why not? There's something fun and entertaining, but the natural progression is I'll go through, I'll have some, and then the next couple of days I'll be like, you know, I need to get my shit together, I need to get my life together, and there's a lot of things I need to be doing other than drinking Busch Light all the time. And then after a couple of days, you know what? I think after I work out today,
Might have me in.
I might get the leaf blower out.
Well, yeah, it might be like you might need to grill, right? Or clean out the garage.
Well, and that's the way sometimes I get my grill going is with the leaf blower. You know, you put that on the coals and you get that oxygen there on the heat.
Dude, I don't know about these manly things.
Oh, like we'll have to do a that might be one of the future how-tos on the Dan Smash.
I've cleaned my motorcycle. Like after you've washed it, I've used the blower on that to blow all that out of everything.
So you don't get the water spots.
Yeah, out of everything. Blow it out of everything. I just blow it both sides all the way around.
That ain't a bad idea. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
I can think of some other things where that would be applicable.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some more to come on that.
Yeah.
So okay, one of the things that we didn't get to earlier. Again, Dan Basham, everybody. Dan Basham, and we did not plan this, because the Dan Smash, Dan Basham.
Right, isn't that great?
Smash 'em, bash 'em.
Is your legal name Dan or Daniel?
It's Daniel.
Okay, me too.
It is Daniel. But we go smash 'em, bash 'em. That might be a name for a show.
Dude, you know what I say every time someone asks how to pronounce my name? I say smash 'em, crash 'em, bash 'em.
Bash 'em.
That's what I say every time.
So all we need is a crash 'em.
Yeah, we just need to crash 'em.
We just need to crash 'em.
Yeah, I have a doppelganger. He lives in Metamora. He's in Peoria. His name's John Basham. He looks like.
And he's and you're not kidding one another?
I'm not kidding. 100% people say, "Are you related to?" And I say John, and they say yes. And I say no.
Same last name.
Same last name. Looks like me. Seriously, he looks like me. Yeah. So I have had people say, "Hey, nice new truck," and I'm like, "I don't have a truck." And they say, "Yeah, I saw you driving. It says Basham on it." I'm like, "I don't have a black truck that says Basham." And they say, "Yeah, I saw you driving it." I had a guy. He's actually works in Tremont. Said, "Hey, what'd you think of that meeting last night?" I said, "I wasn't at the meeting in Tremont." He said, "Yeah, you even asked a question. It wasn't me." So I have had 10 people in the last 10 years say, "Are you related to?" And they always say John, right? And so I'm driving one day 3 years ago, and I pass his truck right on Route 9 on 150, and he turns, and I did a U-E, chased his ass all the way to East Peoria, and when he realized this dude's following him. Like I had my red Mustang. I don't know if you know I had that. I sold that, but I mean I got some speed, man. I was up on him, and I tracked him down, and he like finally pulled into a parking lot, and you could tell he was agitated. Like, what is this guy doing? And like he saw me. I said, "Are you John?" He said, "Are you Dan?" And he's heard the same thing. I'm serious. Like, I will show you a picture later.
So how did you know it was him?
It said Basham on the
truck.
You saw the and I saw him. I'm like, the dude looks like him.
And because we live in Illinois, you have to have a license plate on the front.
Yes. I don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh, you rebel, you.
You just can't put that on my car. It just looks bad. And I got a ticket last week, and
you did get a ticket?
Yeah, they didn't say anything. So I guess 70. What? 70,
you got a ticket for what?
76 and a 55.
Oh, speed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what they wrote you up for? 20 over is extra, right?
It wasn't. And that's what he wrote. He didn't give me a break. From Mackinac too. Didn't give me a break. But he was super nice. Like, I'd take a ticket from that guy.
Wasn't Randy, was it?
No. I've been okay with him, maybe. I've been in that position before. You know Randy?
I know Randy well. I don't think Randy's a fan of the show just yet, but we may have to.
He should be.
We may have to give him a buzz and let him know he got a shout out.
Let's just talk about Randy for a second.
Let's talk about Randy.
Okay, so when you first start with the company I met, you got a door knock. You got to go around your town. You got to knock on doors and tell them what you do for a living. It's amazing. Like, it builds so much character in a person to be able to do that, because you feel horrible.
Right? Oh, it's humbling.
Yeah, you got to realize that, hey, I'm here to help people, and if they don't want to help, that's fine.
Well, let me interrupt real quick, because in this day and age, like when we grew up and somebody knocked on the door, the whole family runs to the door.
Totally normal.
And, oh, who's here? Who's here? Yes. Who's here? We got company.
Not now.
Now, somebody knocks on the door, everybody's hiding behind the couches, and it's like, Dad! Dad! And, Dad's looking through the blinds over here while they're looking at the door, trying to get a little peek through.
Dude, I knocked on one door, I could hear people. So I knocked again, I could hear people. I knocked again. So I start walking away. As I walk past their red Impala, I hear bleep, bleep. And they lock their car. Like I'm going to take something out of their car.
And they never answered.
I turned around like, dude, I could buy this house, man. Come on.
They never answered?
I'm here to, no. So here's what Randy did, right?
So you're knocking on Randy's door.
Officer of the law came out super nice, like as cordial, like a dream door knock, right? He was not intimidated. He was just trying to find out why I'm there.
What's he got to be scared of?
Gave me a fake number. Isn't that awesome? I'm not even talking to him about it yet. I'm waiting until he
He
pulls
gave
me
you a
over.
fake phone number.
Yeah. And when he pulls me over, I'll be like, you want my real license or my fake license, Randy? Because I guess that's okay. Just give fake information, right? Isn't that
All
great?
you're trying to do is help a guy.
Yeah. All you trying to help a brother out. Yeah.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
That is funny.
And early on, you know, everything's so important, and you think that's a big deal, but it's not. There's so many people out there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, and that's business in general, right?
Yeah.
You have to look at the glasses overflowing.
Yes.
Rather than half empty, half full.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You have to make your glass overflow.
Yeah. No matter what circumstance. COVID, right? I mean, you got to just do what you can, right?
Yeah, well,
like you said, improve, get better at processes.
The world still spins. People still eat.
Yep. Do
Shit.
people still drink
Sleep.
Busch Light? 'Cause
Drink
I'm
Busch
not.
Light. You're ready for another one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Building the beer bin.
Yeah, beer man. You know, we got to figure out. Okay,
Oh,
we got to figure out how we had to smash that one.
I thought you were going to say, okay, now after your fourth one, then it's the seam. Then you got to chug.
No,
Okay.
no. There's no other games, no other anything like that. It's just straight up. Mouth of the can lines up with the tip of the mountain, and down the hatch it goes.
Good.
I mean, it's there's no time limit on it. Like
I'd be calling Uber.
But when
if I
you do
had
it,
to chug
you
one.
gotta fire it down.
Yeah. It's good to know the rules in advance.
Yeah, I got to work on that. You know, I pulled one the other day, and that era, you know, I mean, kind of gets me. It's messing up with the smash it cadence.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to find all that. You know,
You're trying to find that perfect. That might be why you had to pee.
Well, I mean, it could be. I don't know. I mean, it might also be that, you know, I've been drinking some more water and all that.
I'm so glad you invited me here.
It's a good time. It's
It
a good
is.
time, you know. And it was kind of out of nowhere, and that was part of the reason why I called, because with you, there's none of this rat race. There's none of this. Well, I gotta see. I mean, you know what? Do I want to do it or don't I? You know what? Yeah, I'll do it. All right, here's 3 times that I'm available. How's that line up with your schedule?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? And the third one, I really don't want to do that one. So let's plan on one of the first 2. But I am available.
But I would have done it.
But no, but so I mean, man, that makes it so much easier. You know? I mean, it's when you think about interesting people, and I want to really feel like it doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
2 people talking over 6 beers.
Yeah.
is going to make for some good conversation.
Even if they're wearing a suit, it doesn't matter.
You know, I mean, hey, this is a Midwestern theme. This is all things Midwest, and we're drinking Busch Light. We're you know, I was looking at a few other things, but we're talking about the stock markets and the things. You know, how Caterpillar stock has been running, and that's one of the things.
Dude, it's up there right now, man.
Yeah, and they're saying that it won't split. They're not going to split it again.
I'd maybe sell some if I had some. I'd maybe sell some and wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not quite a buyer at this right now.
Yeah.
I mean, oh fuck, I wish I. Oh, there it was. Beer 5, the F word happens.
Oh.
It happens, and we didn't even talk about this.
No,
yet.
what do we do?
Family, no, nothing. No, we don't do anything. It's just that this is for the most part, it's a family friendly show, right? We do drink beers.
Yeah.
But you know, if Grandma's watching, this isn't anything that you'd be embarrassed for her to see.
No.
And it always happens after the 5th beer.
It's
We reserve one F word
okay.
to be said, because that doesn't get us into the other rating.
Okay.
Right?
Good.
I'm making that up right now.
Yeah,
That's my own rating.
Well, they have all kinds of.
I mean, there's raters out there. Like everybody's rating something.
Yeah.
But we stay away from that. But it happens.
Yeah. Well, like you said with Ryan, it's a family friendly show. He was going to tell a joke and he paused.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's good.
That was a good one.
It would have been a good joke.
But no, that was some good stuff. I liked hearing about his some of his experiences with the with the bar there, the music. What kind of music do you typically? Are you a music guy? I know you're into podcasts and all the Audible books and
huge. Like music is a huge part of my life, and if it has anything to do with triumph or success or heartbreak, like big emotional type music, that I am the most eclectic. Like if you were to scroll through my YouTube,
you were like the second person in the last week that I've talked to that have described their musical taste as eclectic.
It's all over the place.
Go ahead.
Matter of fact, I was a senior in college, and we had to do a mixtape. And
you're dating yourself here.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to college?
Eastern Illinois University.
Tony Romo. Was he there? You're older.
He was not. I'm older. Yeah.
You're older than Tony.
Yeah.
When did you graduate high school?
92.
92. Okay.
Yeah. And I graduated college in 97, and I'm not a doctor, so it took me 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. You know, I don't know too many doctors.
I'll tell you, I took a breather and I worked full time, and that was so great because I had so much cash. I waited tables. I was a high roller. I could say, hey, let's go out. Friend said, I got any money. I said, don't worry about it, dude. I got you. I was buying drinks. It was a great time. Best part, I met my wife there, so that's obviously been the best thing in my life, right?
Your first wife?
Yes.
In the same
last. Yes. Still 21 years.
Who would do that twice?
Yeah, right. I mean, who would marry me twice is what I'm thinking, right?
That too. You know, that was always a joke that I had. It's like, man, I better ring this one before she figures out what a douchebag I am.
My favorite thing, I probably saw this on Facebook, give me credit, was never make fun of one of your wife's choices because you were one of them. Can you drink more than 6, or does that get you in trouble?
Where am I at? Was that 6 for me?
No, I think we're even.
Well, there's only one way to know.
Have another.
Well, no, there's 2 left in here. Unless you got 2 left to go.
Nope, 1 each. No, I'll take that one. It's not on the mountain.
Ooh. Whoosh. God, that one.
No. It's not, is it? That is... pretty close.
That's not pretty close. That's like dead nuts.
I mean, it's 1% off.
That's right? Dead nuts.
If you want to stretch that out like 100 miles, that little distance is really far out.
I mean, if it was really going to the mountain, it might be off by a little bit, but wow, what a way to.
It's good luck.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to have to do it right now.
Yeah.
That's going to be the way we close the show.
It'll be a great close.
It's going to be a hell of a close. I tell you what, I don't know. How did I draw 2?
That's just how I roll.
This is bullshit. Is what it is. I mean, I'm like, my forearm's cramping now. My hips cramping.
So for me, it's just clean living, right?
Yeah, good clean living.
Just do the right thing every time. The universe rewards you, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're still recording here. Yeah, we are. We're still live. We're still live. Where were we at with that? Before we went there.
That's the 6 beers in. You don't care.
We went right down.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got distracted.
You just keep moving forward. That's success, right? You just keep moving forward, no matter where you're at.
Oh, for sure.
You don't go in one direction.
Yeah. That's the thing with time, is that it always goes forward.
It does. Yeah. I used to have this common thought, like I drove a lot for work, and I would think, man, if I could go back in time, what would I do? You ever think that? If you could go back in time, what would you do differently?
No.
Never have. So I used to think that all the time. And I created this list of things, and I realized that all the things that I would do differently, I could freaking do today. I could do them today. But the reason I didn't do them then is because that wasn't who I was back then, and it's probably not who I am now. But you could go back and do all those things that you want to do.
I don't have too many redos. So I had the one redo that I really had, man, I used to drive. So my first vehicle was a 1989 Chevy Silverado, single cab, short bed, step side, and it had a farmer's drop bumper on the back that was just chromed out. And if people would not ride my ass in that because the lights would shine right back in your face.
Yeah.
So there was always a distance. There was always a distance going. And man, I love that truck. I got a real good buddy of mine. He would always he would refer to me as my license plate number. And I had a random. It was 818 RF. He goes, "What's up, 818? You rolling in the old 818 RF? What's up, 818 RF?"
It's a truck, man. That's a truck right there.
It's some good stuff. And man, I went to junior college for a year to try to figure out what I was going to do with life. And what had happened, man? It was like the alternator maybe was starting to go out, and I could change an alternator in 5 minutes now. I mean, that's nothing. Even in some of these newer vehicles that they get exotic with some of the designs under the hood, you know, you can take off a bracket or two, and it's just right there. But I was like, you know what, this vehicle is going to start nickel and diming me to death. I got to drive to college now, and then, you know, gas prices are getting over $1 a gallon. I got to get rid of this gas guzzling thing, and that was always my biggest regret.
Yeah. And
there was a day that came 10 years ago or so, maybe not even. I was able to buy a 92 Z71 as four-wheel drive. Mine was two-wheel drive. This was four-wheel drive. It was extended cab. It was step side. It was the same color red. It did not have that drop bumper, but the inside of it. When I was driving this thing home, it was a 2-hour drive home. And when I got into that thing, the inside was exactly like my truck. That was the closest thing to a time machine I've ever done. Because when I got into that, it took me right back there.
You had the same feelings.
Oh, man. I mean, and that was a truck that I wished that I was, you know, everybody was driving them badass Z71s when they first came out. Not this guy. But my truck, it was one that, you know, it didn't let nobody down. By any means. But anyway, having that thing, man, and I mean, just getting in there, I won't forget it. It was such an eerie thing. But, you know, to talk about that was like my only regret. My only was getting rid of that truck.
Yeah, you wish you still had it.
You know, and I had a chance to rectify that. I ended up blowing the engine up.
For my son, I want him to buy a really cool car when he's 16. And I want him to own it the rest of his life. I've already told him. Buy something awesome that you love and never sell it.
So, I don't think you've ever met my business partner.
I haven't.
Rob still has the 1969 Chevelle that he bought when he was 15 years old. He's the second owner.
Yeah.
He still has it.
He's not going to let it go either, is he?
No, and he's still working on that frame off restoration, like the whole.
That's what I want for Bryce. Yep. I want him to buy something so cool that he never lets it go. And if he wants to let it go, but just know that I told you you're going to regret that.
Yeah, and why is that? I mean, vehicles. I mean, it's a rite of passage, right?
You know, kids graduating today don't really want to drive. They want to be able to have, if they could have a driver drive them an Uber so they could text on their phones, they would do that. And I'm telling you right now, I told someone today that it was last night, when I got my driver's license at the time, that was the best couple of weeks of my life. Right? That freedom that you had to be able to go in your own car and do your own thing was amazing.
Well, I crashed my truck twice in 6 days, 3 weeks after I got my license. So
jumping railroad tracks?
No, just silly shit, country living.
Not paying attention?
No, I was paying attention. One time I was coming around a blind curve, and there was out in the country, and there was a car coming on the inside. I was on the outside, and my one tire got off into that gravel on the oil and chip road, and my ass end swung around, and I shot across.
So you're going too fast. Maybe.
Well, for another car to be coming at the time, I wasn't even be hugging that curve.
What are they doing?
And with him being there, I had to go out a little bit, and it got me a little wonky, and I ended up in the ditch and went head first into the embankment and cocked the bumper a little bit, and before I could get it scheduled to get into the shop, I rear-ended somebody up on the square because I was looking at the gym, seeing if there was anybody that I knew, and the guy in front. It happened right in front of the police station. One of my buddy's dad, he was the policeman that came out and took a look at it. He goes, yeah, what's going on here? You know, I said it, you know, blah blah blah. And he goes, who'd you guys play last night? I was like, Mount Vernon, you know, football game.
Wait, Mount Vernon, like Illinois?
Yeah.
I'm from Salem.
I'm from Marion.
Yeah.
So we're both Wildcats.
Yeah, we are.
How did we not ever discuss
that?
that?
Never talked about that.
I'll be damned.
I hope you beat Auburn. I hated them.
We did
Rams.
not. We did not. We never
Rams.
did beat them. And I told him as much. You know, I said, yeah, we got our asses kicked last night. And he said, he said, well, he goes, I'm not going to give you a ticket. I'm not going to give anybody a ticket. You're just going to say your licenses and everything. Your fault. Yada yada yada. I'll write an accident report. And well, be good. You know, I mean, that's what was great about growing up in that time. I mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not know that you're from Salem.
Yeah,
Right.
Salem, Illinois. I was born in Danville, but we went to Salem. I was fourth grade. I was a fourth grader in Salem. So, but let me tell you my favorite story about my dad, who is a Marine. He's tough. Like, if you knew my dad, you knew me, you'd be like, how are you?
Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah. Well, so my sister's the tough one, and she's older than me, so she got a car with my dad, and she had accident after accident after accident because she's just crazy. She's the fun one, seriously. Like if she was here right now, 2,000 hits. I'm telling you right now. She's crazy and she's fun.
How does she fire beers?
She would be drinking like wine.
I mean, we got to plow through 6 Busch Lights. That's the official beer.
She could do it if she had to, but she would do it with camera. Right? She would be like, if there's a camera, she'll do it. So they shared a car, and she hit it all the time. And so she's backing out. This is like the 6th time she hits the mirror on the garage. So she's like, oh man, I gotta go tell Dad. So she goes to get my dad. She said, Dad, I hit the car again, come out and see it. And he's calm. Right? If a Marine's calm, you learn that's bad. And so he walks out, and she's like, oh, going better than I thought. Like, he's not that bad. And he walked around and said, okay, so here's where you rear-ended the Zeta, and here's where you hit, she wrapped it around one of the posts at the gas station, and here's where you hit the garage last time, and here's where you hit the other car. And he's like, oh, there it is, right by the passenger door. She's like, what? He's like, there's a spot you haven't hit. And he kicked it in over and over and over. And he kicked the door in with his foot, calmly walked in, got in the driver's seat, and drove to the body shop. True story. And everyone's just like, what's going on? He's a tough dude. Isn't that great, though?
Man,
you can't plan that and manage that any better. Do you know, I think that's the last accident she ever had. That's leadership.
Point taken, right?
Yes.
Point taken.
She figured it out. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had my share, man. It's all right. Where are you at on yours? You're there. We're there.
Yeah.
This is party's over. Yeah, I think it is. We've no, it's been a good time, man.
It's been fun.
You'd do it again, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe we have your sister here.
Oh, she'd rock it. She'd do great.
Is she local?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. Well, we got a lot of we have a lot of friends in St. Louis too.
I mean, I don't know how you do it, but technology, you would be thinking too.
No, man,
she'd come visit.
Yeah, you see that it's not a very high budget set that we have going on.
Oh no, I'm looking at something. I got a full bar,
Yeah.
big screen TV, 2 pool tables, pinball machines.
Yeah, but we don't need any of that to do this. We just got a little pub table with the selfie ring, and I mean, we get the microphones and the mixer and the headphones. We get all.
Well, there's probably gonna be a lot of people say, "Get that guy in the suit, get him back here."
You guys, let us know. Let us know. Any comments or suggestions that you guys have for future guests, let me know. We're gonna eventually. I'm still working on some of the social media outlets just yet. We've got the Facebook, Dan Smash on the Facebook. We have Dan Smash 82 on TikTok. We're there now.
I don't have any of that. I gotta get that.
And that's where we do the dad jokes, Bush Light and dad jokes.
That would be great.
And then I guess we can close this with one of them. We do the Bush.
Yeah. There it goes.
Smash it. What is a ghost's favorite exercise?
I don't know.
Deadlifts.
must have a good back.
With that, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Like, share, comment, future guests. Let us know what you thought about Mr. Basham here.
Thanks for
if
having
we need to have him again. Thanks for coming. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
I enjoy the time that we have always.
Me too.
It's never enough.
I can't believe we're done.
We're done.
Yeah.
It's over. Maybe that's the thing that we'll end up doing is last time I didn't edit out the editing team didn't edit out the end of the show.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of let it go as we go pick it up and everything.
Maybe just cut it out.
I mean, that was one of the things that I had a roommate in college that he would always talk about whenever like news stations would go away to commercial.
It was the best stuff.
And the sound would cut off, and you'd see the anchor and the color person or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they would sit there talking. And I had a roommate that was always like, "I want to know what they're talking about right there. Like, they need to make a show where it's just that stuff. You know, what are they talking about on camera?"
They're like, we done messed that up.
Yeah. But no, man, it was good. We'll have to do it again very soon.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Who else do we have out there that would be? I don't know why that ain't working. But
who else could you get? You mean?
Who else do we need to have here that would now